Hey, there's 3 things that every single strength coach and personal trainer should be doing, and if they're not, run away from them. Hey, what's happening? Hey, I'm Coach Brian, strength coach, functional movement specialist. I also hold a master's degree in exercise science, and I'm coming at you from Criticalbench, just giving you the 3 things that all strength coaches and personal trainers must be doing. So if you're a strength coach or personal trainer, pay attention. And if you're looking for a strength coach or personal trainer, pay attention again. Because these 3 things that I've learned over the past 16 years as a strength coach are the most valuable things that give you the best results and also protect you from getting anybody injured. So let's dive right into the first one. The first one is an assessment. Now there's many different schools of thought of what an assessment look like. However, whatever it is, you need to get assessed and you also need to give an assessment. So strength coaches, personal trainers, if you're not doing an assessment, shame on you. You need to go back to school and learn why you need to do an assessment. And for those who are looking for a trainer, make sure they give you an assessment. The reason why you need to give an assessment or to get an assessment is because you're jacked up. There's no way around it. You're jacked up. You've got muscular imbalances. You've got different type of limb lengths, you've got poor motor skills. There's so much going on inside your body that in order for you to correct those imbalances and those weaknesses, we need to know, as a strength coach, we need to know our starting block. We need to know where you're at now and where we need to go. And if there's no assessment given, then how the heck do we know what you need? So that leads into the second thing that all strength coaches and personal trainers must be doing. They need to correct what they've learned from the assessment. So let me give you an example. Steve walks into the gym looking for a personal trainer. Okay, Steve is a middle-aged man. He's a desk jockey. He's got a history of blood pressure issues, heart disease in his family. He's had a knee replacement. So again, he doesn't share all this information up front. So he goes into the gym. And it doesn't matter which gym, because I've seen some really bad trainers in the best gyms, and I've even seen the worst gyms have the best trainers. So it doesn't matter which gym you go to, because there's good apples and there's bad apples wherever you go. So Steve walks in, talks to the training manager or the front desk staff, and they said, "Hey, I want a trainer." All right, so you're going to meet with Luke here on blah 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 these days. Okay, great. So Luke and Steve meet. They walk in. And Luke, not having any sort of formal education, not really having a mentor to look up to him, Luke is kind of in it for the money. He's in it because he likes the schedule, he likes the fast pace, he likes the clients he interacts with. But Luke he's a former athlete. He likes to build muscle, he likes to look good at the beach. Okay, so you see Steve here, and you've got Luke. Right off the bat, they have probably different goals for each other. They've got different philosophies, they've got different backgrounds. So what does Luke do? Not having any formal education, Luke automatically doesn't even assess Steve and puts him under the squat rack. Hey, guess what's going to happen to Steve? You can kind of see the picture. He's going to get hurt because he has underlying issues. Steve, from just my experience, he already has tight hip flexors due to a desk job. He already has some heart issues from high blood pressure, maybe some heart disease, and he's also had a knee replacement. And again, Steve is intimidated by going to the gym. Steve doesn't disclose this information with Luke. So now what Steve does, he gets under the squat bar. Again, he probably has excessive immobility and lack of movement due to scar tissue. He might even had some of his quadricep removed to repair the knee. I don't know, but let's just paint that picture. So now Luke is having Steve just go through the squat, saying, "Oh, Steve, let me see how you squat." Okay, so you fast forward, you see where this story is going. Steve gets hurt. Steve backs out of training, and Steve is now looking for physical therapy, chiropractors, orthopedic surgeons to fix Luke's inaccurate presentation of what training should be like. So if Luke gave Steve an assessment, whether it's functional movement screening, functional pattern movements, there's so many different types of assessments out there. Luke, even a questionnaire saying, hey, what kind of previous injuries have you had, surgeries, how long ago, what was your physical therapy like, what's your range of motion like now? These basic assessments will give Luke the understanding of what he needs to do to give Steve the appropriate workout. And it doesn't just stop there. Now that Luke has that information through an assessment, Luke can go back based on his education, based on his knowledge, and saying, all right, Steve has these issues. I need to, with what I'm given, what Steve's given, I need to work with Steve in order for him to go from here to here. So now he's correcting imbalances, he's correcting weaknesses, because the weakest link in the body is going to prevent you from going to the next level. So squats were probably not going to be in the beginning stages of the training. So now the third thing, I know it's kind of a long story, but I need you to understand that assessment is not good if you don't have anything to correct the results from. And you can't prescribe correction exercises or work on improving someone's health without an assessment. And the third thing is probably the most valuable thing and the most humbling thing that a trainer should do is go back and reassess after you implement a correction period. So assess, correct, and then assess again. The reason why an assessment post-correction is important is that for the strength coach, we need feedback. We need to know that what we're doing is the best that we can give that client or that athlete. So if you say, all right, I got this assessment, I've been doing all these correction exercises, been doing all these exercises based on the assessment, how do I know if they're working? How do I know if they're the best exercises possible? You might get a little bit of progress, but as a strength coach, and if you've been doing this long enough, you know benchmarks. You know, saying, all right, he should be there, but he's not. Maybe it's because you're not giving him the right correction exercises. So that second assessment reveals to you as the coach or the trainer what you're doing as a coach or a trainer. What you might need to do is saying, all right, he's excelled greatly in this, but now he's experiencing more hamstring limitation or decreased range of motion, which might be something that you didn't even think about because you're focused on something else. That's it. 3 things a strength coach or personal trainer must be doing. Now, assessment starts on day 1. Correction, that could take anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks. And when you reassess, 4 to 8 weeks, depending on the severity of the initial assessment. If you're a strength coach and you're not doing these 3 things, go back to school or message me and I'll give you some information on how to go through this process. And if you're working with somebody right now who's a strength coach or personal trainer and they've never assessed you, I would ask for my money back and take it and give it to somebody who actually knows the body inside and out. Or if you're looking for a trainer, make sure and just ask them straight up saying, hey, what's your assessment protocol? What's your correction protocol? Things like this, because your life, your health, and your physical fitness is in their hands. And if they're not doing a good job, get away from them. You're only going to get hurt and you're only going to waste your money. Hey, I appreciate you watching, and you could probably tell this is a passionate topic of mine. So if you want to leave me some feedback, comments, or questions, I appreciate them, and I will do my best answering them and giving you some sound advice. Hey, thanks for watching again. I'm Coach Brian, and if you found this video helpful, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and share it with somebody you know. That's it. Hey, have an awesome day, and we'll see you soon.